would say that at the end of the day they've been incapacitated. But let's leave
No,
that. Let's go to the issues of
yeah,
power. For instance,
yeah,
a lot of people have spoken about power in Nigeria, talking about the fact that once we get power right,
yeah.
we possibly will get everything right. And the question is, what solution do you see that we can employ to power to fix it without creating with the least amount of critical damage to the economy?
Yes, you see, as I mentioned to you earlier, because our government only focus on the resources they can get to export out so that they can have enough dollar in the CBN. Most of these resources, including the resources that are supposed to give us power, we export coal in this country. We liquefy and export gas in this country. And these are all sources of power. Today, our electricity generation, about 80.3% comes from fossil fuel. About only 19.5% come from hydro. And every time you see them talking about hydro on the TV. We have coal in this country, more than 2 billion tons of coal. Why are we not harnessing this? Why do we extract and export it? We have gas, so we can be able to build pipelines around this country and make gas to power very properly distributed within the country so that we can power our homes and industries. Why are we not doing that? From Sokoto down to Maiduguri, we have large amounts of solar that can generate, to our estimation, almost 5,000 megawatts of electricity. Why are we not doing that? So this is the problem. That is why our plan is to make sure that we have thermal stations in the country. In fact, we have planned to have up to 5 thermal stations. We have large deposits of coal in Enugu and Anambra and Kogi and Nasarawa and Gombe State. All those areas are potential thermal station zones. Now, from the north, as I mentioned to you, from Sokoto to Maiduguri, you can build a large, because there is a vast amount of land that is not occupied. You can build large amount of solar energy and then be able to generate as much as 5,000 megawatts, as I mentioned to you earlier. Now, again, we have high quantity, about 5.8 trillion cubic feet of gas within our soil in this country. Instead of us to use it to power our homes, as you have seen what is happening in Europe, that are powered from Russia, from Gazprom. Why can't we do that? We need this electricity as much as possible, but we abandon these resources, extract them in primary form, export them to the countries that need them so that we can have more dollars in CBN to power our jamborees all worldwide. I think a very serious problem.
All right. I need to ask. Because I'm trying to cover as much ground as possible before we let you go. Now that we've spoken about power, investment is a very critical issue in any economy for it to grow. But for you to get and attract investment, you need to create a safe environment. One of the issues we are facing right now is insecurity in some parts of the Middle Belt. We've seen the escalation that happened before in the Northeast. It started to reduce, but now we're facing new challenges in the Middle Belt. I even seen some levels of violence even in the Niger Delta. What would you say to insecurity in the economy? How do we fix that? What do we need to do to fix that so that we can be able to attract the right investment?
To attract the right investment, to face the insecurity challenges in this country, what you need is not the bullet, it's not the policemen or the military men on the street. These guys don't have jobs. And if you leave somebody not to have the right job, you will find a way to create the wrong job. It's a natural process. And most countries pass through these processes. If you go back to China prior to all Deng Xiaoping opening of China, it was a chaotic society. India was like that, simply because they don't have jobs. Now they don't have no reason why they should rise against each other, because each and every one is a potential economic opportunity for the next person. When you have 180 to 200 million market, if I have a shop and if I sell 1 naira item per month, I can have up to 200 million naira in Nigeria. Why do I want one Nigerian to die? I don't want him to die because I know that he is actually my market. So until you open the economy, bundle the entire economy to work for all Nigerians, creating a very inclusive economic and political system, remove this extractivism and make sure that you power the local economy and give more jobs, building factories, making sure that our international diplomatic negotiations with our international partners centered around job creation, skill creation, and other things.
Mm, mm, mm. I think
Now,
we've
until we do that, we change the entire thing around Nigerian economic setting, because currently we are just a political setting. They call us geopolitical zones. We are not a political entity. We are an economic entity. We need to change these geopolitical zones to 9 economic zones. This is what we're proposing. And make sure that we power economic prosperity across all the regions of the country. We create a very strong triangle for powering Nigeria's productivity, where the southeastern part or the southern part of Nigeria becomes the energy production zone, the hinterland of the country became the manufacturing and industrial powering zone, and then we now have also the southwestern part of the country as a marketing and distribution zone, so that we can connect through Lagos, which is directly connected to the Atlantic Alliance, powering a large financial center, attracting large real estate market within Lagos, and making sure that we stabilize Lagos as one of the international financial centers capable of operating 24/7 financial operations in the world, like the way we have London and the way we have New York Stock Exchange. We should be able to have that in Lagos, because we have up to 1 billion people sharing the same time zone with us in Nigeria that speak English. This is a very big opportunity for us. So we just abandon all those natural opportunities that geography has given us, simply because we have an incentive of something that is coming from the minute part of the country and is coming from the ground. And therefore incentivizing laziness for almost all the political class, deficient in thinking and then not creative policies. And this is what we need to do. We need to look into Nigeria as an economic entity as opposed to the political entity that it is, and then convert our people's consciousness to start thinking around economy first, business first, how we can enable and sustain the standard living of ordinary Nigerians. Our economic policies, when properly implemented, is going to lift the average living standard of each Nigerian to live above $15 a day. That is actually what we are planning.
All right.
This is something that can be achieved within a very short period of time.
Okay, so let me ask about trade, for foreign trade. I've really never seen, or I don't know if we have a foreign policy. I expect that we should, but I don't really see what our foreign policy direction is. If we do have one, then it's not consistent, because you can tell that right now America's foreign policy stance is America first. You can see China is, colonize the world. You can see Germany is, protect the Eurozone at all costs. UK right now is in the case of protect us, leave Brexit, and make sure that we survive. What will be the best foreign trade policy stand for a Nigerian economy, judging by what we have in terms of mineral resources, judging by what we have in terms of human resources, judging by where we are strategically in Africa, in West Africa, and we can be a hub for the rest of Africa? What do you think our foreign policy stance should be?
Yes, our current foreign policy stance is geared about the material resources that we get in the country. So we extract oil. So whatever happens around the oil market is where we jump. We're in OPEC.
Yeah.
So when the OPEC leaders say we should back Palestine, we back Palestine. When they say we should back Israel, we back Israel. So this is actually the foreign policy as it stands.
Yeah.
Now, what we plan to do is to change it to go back to trade and trade only foreign policy. Nothing more. So our interest is what we can get from you as a nation in exchange for what we can also have in return. Now, one of the greatest problems we have in this country is deficiency in skills and capacity development around our youthful population. We are an export-oriented economy. And once you are an export-oriented economy, once you are import-oriented economy with large consumer base, and we are very low-key, capitalism now has shifted from commercialization to consumerization. It means all producers will target us to import to us. Then they will target us for what? So it's very important for us, if you are bringing your goods into Nigerian market, what skills are we getting in exchange for these goods? I always give example with the vehicle manufacturing industry. We don't need to import Toyota through middlemen or Hyundai or Kia through middlemen. It should be a state policy that if I'm importing 1 million Toyota cars in Nigeria, we should have at least 20,000, 30,000, 100,000 Nigerians training in Toyota manufacturing sectors in the world.
Very
so that
true.
we can have skills. So in the future, we can tell Toyota that since you have up to 3 million market in Nigeria, why not have a base? We have the skills, after all. So it's easy for them to come. How many branded, now when we purchased, I think in 2013, the total amount of consumer goods that we consume in Nigeria is about $357 billion US. That's a very large amount of consumption. And it is even predicted that by 2030 it will reach up to $1 trillion. This is a very large consumer base. What are we standing to gain in return for this? The quantity of the branded materials we buy alone, like TM, Louis, like LV, like Burberry, is so massive. But most of these things are made in Bangladesh, not in the shops we get in Paris and London. Why can't we bring in these Bangladeshi women and make it a state policy between Bangladesh and Nigeria to release some of their professional women in the world to come and teach our rural women how to make these materials in Nigeria, so that we can tell these branded guys to come to Nigeria instead of their days. We can start this African market from Nigeria. So this should guide extremely our foreign policy. Our foreign policy should be shaped by trade and exchange for skills, and is also for economic prosperity. Now, our target is making Lagos an international financial center is also one of the biggest targets we have. So we want to establish a court of trade in Lagos, where all trade relations issues are going to be adjudicated and ended from within Lagos, without necessarily passing through our bureaucratic systems in the country. So if you are bringing an investment of up to $2 billion, you will have a state guarantee that your money is going to be protected. We can't have the kind of deals that we have with the tea salad in Nigeria anymore. So investors will be guaranteed to bring in their money and invest into the economy so that we can power our productivity.
But how is that going to happen? How is that going to happen? We have issues with several companies in Nigeria. We know one of the telcos who was told to come into Nigeria and was guaranteed that they could take out their money whenever they wanted to, and they didn't have to. But all of a sudden today they are forced to list on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, and we see stories of that consistently. Recently, the National Assembly just passed into law some rules that we've been using to guide small businesses, but now they are just rules now. They are just laws now, because somebody can just change it around. How do we invite those kind of people? Because we don't have the laws to keep them.
It's very easy. We have a space in Nigeria. That space is Lagos. Lagos is something you can model as an autonomous city. Like the way you have city of London or city of Hong Kong in China. That is what you need to do. So you make sure that all your trade and investment relations are powered from that economic center. Create laws and regulations that circulate within that exclusive economic center. Establish the Court of Trade and Education to remain within that economic center. So investors are knowing that they are limited within that center, and they have all the transparency chain that can guarantee them whatever it is they are putting into the economy from that center. Now you can have a state guarantee. We have foreign accounts, we have sovereign wealth funds, we have several investments abroad. This is a state guarantee. So once you bring your money, because we need this money to power our productivity, we need investors. We will want to lay red carpet to any person that is bringing up to $100,000 in Nigerian economy. That's our target. And in fact, if you need even citizenship, we will grant you. Because it is very important for us, yes.
Yeah.
We need as much money as well to come into this economy so that we can get our people into jobs.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That's our plan. So we will make sure that we guarantee them with the right rules within the location where they have autonomy. So Lagos is not going to operate as a state in Nigeria because we believe it's grossly underutilized and it's supposed to have an autonomous standing. So we grant it autonomy to regulate all our trade and all these related jurisdictions. So you do not have any problem, and that is why we're establishing a court of trade. You don't have to go to Abuja Supreme Court to adjudicate on the case of your money that has been maybe misappropriated by any of your partners in investment. Within Lagos, you have a court of trade, and you have a timeline for education. That is what we will do to guarantee that, and we will conform to the principles of World Trade Organization. All our transport facilitation agreements, we will meet them step by step and ensure compliance with the global standard, so that there can be transparency in our operational procedure end to end. So you do not have any problem bringing your money to Nigeria, because we need this. We want to power productivity and give jobs to our citizens. We want to make sure that Nigeria becomes a $2 trillion, $3 trillion, $4 trillion economy. We want to make sure that we build one of the biggest economies of the 21st century within Nigeria.
Quickly, Mr. Garba, quickly. You definitely. I like some of your ideas. I do like some of them, but you must also realize that the reverse is the case in Nigeria, where Jesus had 12 disciples and one was a Judas. In Nigeria, it's almost like we have 11 Judases and one one Peter. How exactly would anyone achieve all of this? Being a one-man squad, where are we going to get the people to be able to implement this?
Trust me, it's not a one-man squad. I am even talking to you now, and you say you like some of them. There are millions of Nigerians that are ready to do this. Only very few people are making us to feel like they are Judas. But I'm telling you, if you put the percentage of Nigerians that want to put things for the country and the percentage that want to exploit, you find out that the Judas is actually hardly seen. You need a very big medicated glass to see it. Because there are very few people. We are only just limited because those political offices are so mystified that they're becoming so mighty for us not to qualify the necessary change. Most changes in the world happen as a result of one person rising and so many important people that share the same like mind joining him to make it work. In China, we've seen when Mao started his own movement, his own is very brutal and repressive. You know, but when he started doing those things, something we will not like, something we will condemn personally, I don't like that. You understand what I mean?
But he found like minds to join him.
Yes, there are 19 people that came together and said, look, this is what we want to do. And then they did it. You've seen what George Washington did in the United States and so many countries.
Yeah.
The strong revolution in England even during the 16th century.
All right.
So we have the 14th century. So we have a lot of one person rising up and so many important individuals came around him so that they can make it work. And this is what we will do in Nigeria this time.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Adamu Garba. Thank you very much for being with us on the show and sharing some of your thoughts about restructuring the Nigerian economy. We'll try to speak to you if you can get into the studio again. We'll try to have you on a panel in the next coming months with a few other people of like minds to talk about the Nigerian economy extensively. Thank you for being with us on the show.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate the time and the opportunity.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. So that was Mr. Adamu Garba. He is the CEO and founder of IPI Solutions Nigeria Limited. By the way, it's important to note that he is 35 years old. He always wants that to be pointed out. So we do have young people who have the kind of minds we're looking for in terms of looking to properly structure the Nigerian economy. All right, City of Lagos, it is 1 minute after 10 on a very profitable day. Even though it's raining, do go out and be profitable.
.3 Nigeria Info. Nigeria Info. Information is a source of development. Stay tuned.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3. Your reliable station for more information around Nigeria.
We set the pace and run the race. We are 99.3 Nigeria Info.
What do you want?
I want someone to listen now.
99.3 Nigeria Info.